Hello my friends, this is the video that I made on SOFI just 8 days ago, to be exact on May the 8th of this year, when the price of this asset was, as you can see right here, at $15.92. And at this point my main assumption was that this asset was forming the last leg to the downside that should complete its C wave as the ABC correction from the all-time highs, and we were at the level of the top of the fourth wave, internal fourth wave, and I expected to see the next leg to the downside that potentially might land even below $15 mark. And guys, take a look right here. This is the actual price action of SOFI. And I made my previous video when this asset was somewhere here, and since I made it, we had again some choppy movements which broke this previous swing low. If I turn off all the tools, you can see that with this movement to the downside, we broke this level. And technically speaking, we have, we can rely on this movement to the downside as the bottom of the fifth wave on a smaller scale, as the bottom of the fifth wave on a slightly bigger scale, and as the bottom of the C wave on a slightly bigger scale. But it is not so common. That is why, guys, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And guys, this is the post that I wrote on January the 30th. It is a public post that you can find on my Patreon. It is pretty much all trade alerts that I made from December the 1st to January the 30th. These are the results of these alerts. You can see that all of the trades were in profit except this one on December 19th. TRWV hit a stop loss order, and we've lost about 1.33% on this trade, but all other trades are in green. That is why you can use these trades in your personal trades as a part of your due diligence. So guys, you've seen many of my trade calls, all delivering strong returns in just hours. Now it's your turn to trade smarter. Join my Safe Haven Patreon tier, built for traders who want consistency, structure, and real results. You will get a detailed plan to protect your portfolio, monthly one-on-one Zoom sessions with me, and private Discord access with all trade alerts, lessons, and exclusive updates. And here is the best part. If you don't earn more than your subscription price within 30 days, you will receive a full refund, no question asked, as long as your trading account balance is at least $2,500 and you've taken all the recommended trades during the period. No excuses, no fine print. You profit or you don't pay. Join today and let's start building your edge in the market.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video I will show you how probable the current outcome is, what should we expect next from the price of SOFI stock, and how you can benefit out of its movements. So first of all, let me pay your attention to the most recent news, and I want to pay attention first of all to this tweet that was written on May 14th by Travis, and Travis wrote, "Trump bought SOFI," and he refers to the tweet that was written by Amit. And we know that Donald Trump discloses to the Committee of Ethics, if I remember it correct, his own trades. And here is the tweet that was written by Amit. President Trump just submitted his stock purchases and sales to the White House Office of Ethics. The document is over 100 pages and has thousands of trades. This is one of the first times we've seen a sitting president actively trade securities and not just sit in corporate debt, index funds, or treasuries. Here are some of the names that Trump bought. And guys, you can see that there are multiple tickers, but one of them is SOFI, which means Donald Trump, has SOFI in his investment portfolio. But did this fact help SOFI to push the price of the stock higher? Definitely not. We still have this consolidation phase, and which means, guys, for now the technical analysis is more important than any news, even from Donald Trump's side. and we can rely on technical analysis even more because of this update. On top of that, I want to pay attention to the general sentiment related to SOFI stock, and to do so, just type in Google search bar SOFI stock and switch to new stuff folder. You will see several recent news, and I want to pay attention to just one news that was published on Monthly Fool, and it is titled SOFI stock is getting absolutely crushed this year. Is it finally time to buy? And yes, if we take a look at the price action of SOFI for this year alone, and here is the point where this asset was at the very end of December, beginning of January, and since this date, SOFI, SOFI lost more than 46% of its value. Quite substantial decline, and from the all-time highs, this asset lost more than 50% of its value. Does it mean that this might be the bottom of its price action? Well, the lower this asset goes, the more likely we will see a major trend reversal. It is quite obvious, but how you can catch the bottom? I will show you in a minute how. So, and let me show you the key points of this article. They are following. The market was disappointed that management didn't raise guidance. And yes, on the last earnings report, SOFI didn't rise its guidance, despite the fact that they beat expectations on earnings and on revenue. Not by a big amount, but still they beat these expectations, and they didn't raise the guidance, and we know that several times before they did it on each and every earnings report. And here is the comment from Anthony Notta himself, and let me pay attention to this paragraph. SOFI stock dropped after the report. There were a number of factors, starting with management's decision not to raise guidance. Anthony Notta said the previous guidance was based on the expectation that there would be 2 rate cuts. So, maintaining the guidance despite no expectations of any rate cuts is essentially the same as raising it. And yes, we know that we don't have a lot of probability to see the rate cuts this year. We have even 34% probability to see the rate hikes. And this might definitely be the negative factor for all the stocks which represents the banking sector, and SOFI is one of these stocks. That is why, despite the good numbers on their earnings report, the price of SOFI, let me show you on a 5-minute time frame, the price of SOFI went lower. Wait a second, I will show you right here. This is the earnings report, and this was the crash after the report by more than 18%. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis. But before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell, and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, let's switch to hourly time frame, and let me show you, wait a second, let me show you the most recent price action right here. And you know that each and every ending wave should have 5 waves in it, and which means, guys, we have to see 5 waves inside this structure on the last wave. But this is nothing else but a diagonal movement, and it is extremely difficult to count, to properly count all the waves right here. And to be honest, it is not so common when we see the truncated 5th wave on a smaller scale. And technically speaking, we don't have any violations of Elliott wave theory rules, because from this top we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves. Let me show you like this. This is the structure, and this is the bottom of the 5th wave on this scale. And this is this is not so common pattern, because on a bigger scale we should have to see the bottom of the 5th wave on the retracement that is lower than the bottom of the 3rd wave on the same exact scale, which means we have decent chances to see the bottom of the 5th wave at lower levels. How deep this asset might go? Guys, I showed you this in my previous video, that we have several confluence reasons right around $13 mark. Let me zoom out to 4 hours time frame. First of all, it is these two levels of support, yellow lines. It is the structural levels of support from the previous price action. On top of that, we have 0.786, this dotted blue line. It is a 0.786 fib level, which also might act as the level of support. And on top of that, if I connect this bottom and this bottom by this yellow line, you can see it right here, we have a confluence. And this is the confluence. Wait a second, I will show you with the green rectangle. This is the level where this asset might land right before its trend reversal. But does it mean that it should go this deep? Definitely not. We might see the trend reversal basically from the current price, but the probability of the outcome that it will land a little bit lower is higher than the trend reversal. That is why, guys, be cautious, wait for deeper, at least to 14.5 or maybe $13.5 marks, and then we might see this trend reversal. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just